So let's now start talking about the nitty-gritty of how do I access these rack rentals from INE. So our rack rentals are, like it says, it's a rental-based system. You rent our racks based on time. The minimum time increment, I believe, is 30 minutes, but how do I phrase this? I think the minimum you can do is 60 minutes actually online, and we'll see that here in just a second. So then the question is, well, how do I pay for that time? Our system does not have it set up to where you swipe your credit card or something and then you pay, $1 an hour or $3 an hour. What you do on our system is you purchase what's called rack rental tokens. And each token is good for a certain amount of time on our racks. And how much that token is good for depends on which rack you're dealing with. So we'll get into that when I look at the various racks. So what I'd like to start now in talking about is, what are the tokens used for? How many do I need? And where can I purchase them? Okay, so in order to do this, I'd like to direct your attention over here to our website. So here's what it looks like when you log into our members dashboard. I'm assuming you guys have already all seen this. And once you log in here, up at the top, you're going to want to click on where it says Rack Rentals. Rack Rentals. Okay, so here you can see what various topologies we have available. Now at this level, you can't really see what the topology looks like. For example, the CCIE routing and switching V5. How many routers does it have? How many switches does it have? How are they connected together? Well, we can't really see that from here, but that is one distinct topology. There's another topology for our CCNA and CCNP routing and switching, and you can see all the various different topologies, they're available right here. And you can see that each topology has a variable amount of tokens that you need per hour. One of the things I love about our CCNA and CCNP topologies is that it's pretty much the least expensive of them all. You can go all the way down here to the CCIE troubleshooting topology, which is 10 tokens per hour, and the CCNA CCNP is 1/3 of that at only 3 tokens per hour. So in advance, you need to purchase a bunch of tokens. And then once you have those tokens, you can apply them per hour against whatever topology that you wish. Now you might be wondering, well, which topology am I going to select? We'll get into that in the next video. The very next video is going to be about, okay, of all these topologies, which one is the most appropriate for what I need to do? But knowing that's not going to do you any good if you don't have the tokens. So how do you get some tokens? All right, so right over here on the left side where it says purchase tokens, you'll want to click on that. And this gets you to our rack rentals and tokens page, which goes into a little bit more detail about what tokens are. They're good for rack rental session time. And down here is where you would purchase our rack rental tokens. And INE has sales all the time. You can see right now there's a sale on here, from anywhere from a minimum of 100 tokens all the way up to 1,000 tokens. And depending on the time of year and holidays and various things, we have other sales that come and go that will make these even more affordable. My recommendation to you is that you start with 100 tokens. Okay, and until you get your feet wet and you're more proficient with the rack rental system and you know how to use it effectively, not a lot of sense in purchasing a whole bunch of tokens in advance. So start out with 100. You can always come back and purchase more. So for example, we saw that on the CCNA and CCNP racks, those were 3 tokens per hour. So if you purchased 100 tokens, which is only $100 at this point, that's going to get you roughly 33 hours of hands-on lab practice time. And that's a good amount to start with, 33 hours. Okay, so you would just purchase your tokens right here, and this is how you would get them. And then once you have the tokens that you've purchased, you'll see when you log in, it'll show you what your token balance is. Okay, now I've got a whole slew of tokens you can see, but yours will say 100 or 500 or whatever it is. And as you start scheduling and renting rack time, this will decrement. So you'll always have available what your current balance is. So that is your first step, is to select a quantity of tokens, purchase them, and then you have them ready to start scheduling your rack sessions. So in the next video, I'm now going to talk about how do I select a topology? What makes these topologies different from each other, and which topology is applicable for what I want to do.